You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your number one source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Dean Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AfterBuzz TV's Keeping Up with the Kardashians After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's Keeping Up with the Kardashians After Show.
Woo! We're back.
This tune is a reflection of our show. This is how we are when we're getting ready for this right now.
Only we don't have the professional makeup artist to do our makeup. Like, how fun would that be?
Yeah, we do. Professional makeup artist over there.
Do you pay me?
Makeup guru over
You gotta
here.
pay to play, honey. Hey, you guys. Bing is for doing. If you're tuning in right now, this is the after show for Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Woo! Your favorite Armenian family. So let's go around the table really quickly before we dig into this episode. I am Diona Vaughan. To my left.
Hi, guys. I'm Susan Hahn. And I'm Adria Theoharides.
And I'm Giselle Ugarte, always tweeting live during the show at Giselle Ugarte on Twitter.
Yes, Giselle is our social media guru, so if you have a question, a comment,
I'm
tweet
reading
her.
it.
She's reading it, and she's going to hit you right back.
Mm-hmm. And shout out to, I'm probably going to say this wrong, but Asma M008, always tweeting, retweeting, watching. So we love you. Thank you.
Nice.
Yay.
We also want to give a big shout out to Mr. Scott Disick.
Lord Disick.
Lord Disick. We understand that he's home babysitting. He was supposed to be here today, but he's going to, come and hit us up on another day. But Scott,
Daddy
we hope
duty.
you're watching. We understand you got daddy duty, 2 kids. And from what we saw tonight, you're doing a pretty damn good job of it. So thanks, Scott. We'll break out the champagne next time. All right. So this is an interesting episode. It started out kind of light, kind of fun, and then it got a little deep, First off, okay.
You think it started off a little?
Well,
I think it started off kind of deep and awkward.
Yeah.
Well, okay. I guess I said light because, it's Kim going through her closet. And let's go around the room and talk about that. But I don't know. I kind of saw that as something a little, lighthearted compared to what we dig into a little later. But what do you guys think about Kanye, basically telling Kim, get rid of all your stuff because I'm the fashion expert and I'm going to get you new clothes? What do
I
you
don't
think
necessarily
about that?
think that he kind of addressed it like that. I think that. We've definitely seen her image change throughout this season.
Yep.
And we all, because we know in the media in real time that she is dating Kanye.
Right.
And she's definitely having more of that natural look. And we all discussed, is
nice.
that Kanye's
Yeah.
influence?
Right.
Now, I don't think it was necessarily he's like, you need to get rid of all your stuff. I think that she asked him for his advice, and he was, yeah, this is pretty ghetto. Some of your shit is pretty ghetto, and he made her that option where if you are going to get rid of your stuff, I'll replenish it with some couture, with some classier pieces for you.
Right.
And he even made a comment, because she, I think, was trying on a dress, and she goes, oh, I want it lower, and he's like, I like it more natural.
Well, we're not talking about a few pairs of jeans either.
Right.
She did an overhaul on her whole entire closet.
Right.
I would have loved to be the recipient of those leftovers. So I guess my question is do we think that as a boyfriend, how would you feel if your boyfriend said, okay, let's go through your closet and get rid of things you don't need, and this is what you do need. Did you see it as a sense of control?
It's not that he gave her an ultimatum and said, if you don't clean out your closet, I'm going to leave you, or I'm going to break up with you, or your clothes are hideous, you're not stylish, it's whatever. He basically said, well, look, if you clean out your closet, I'll replenish it with brand new, beautiful designer things. And I'm sure with her, she gets tons of free clothes, tons of free samples that she can afford to live without a lot of that stuff that's just going to sit there. So I don't really see anything particularly wrong with that. And he's not asking her to completely, adopt a new style. It's not as though he was forcing certain things on her.
Yeah.
A little healthy change. I didn't think there was really anything wrong with it. I can think of a million girls that would gladly take a Kanye West shopping spree,
Right.
To get rid of their entire closet. So
both of you guys are in fashion, and
Right.
we're all into beauty. We're women. We're very in tune with what's in trend. But there's a huge difference between what's trendy and having style. And she made a comment saying, well, I want to just be more of an individual. So, I mean, yes, Kim was always dressed to the nines. She's always done it very pristine, but that doesn't mean she has style. And I think that maybe with Kanye, Kanye does have style. Now, everybody might not like him, but he does have style. And I think that's that's
always trying new things.
right. And as an artist, he's always revolving as an artist, and I think he's having a good influence on her, and it's just we would love to see Kim evolve as a reality TV star,
Right.
I don't think that Kanye came in as a big fashion monster to her
yeah.
to be like, you need to get rid of this, and this, and then I'm going to put this, and this in here.
I've seen men with more control issues in terms of wardrobe. Like, oh,
Yeah.
that's too low, that's too high, don't wear that. I didn't see it as being unhealthy, and if anything, she's changing for the better without losing a sense of herself.
Because it's always been about Kim. She's never gotten no one else has ever she's never let anyone else help her, I feel like. And now she kind of appreciates his, opinions and, his advice on kind of in the fashion world because that's his expertise now.
I get it. And I'm not saying that it was like this big, I'm Kanye and I'm controlling. I didn't see it like that, but I was just thinking, okay, well, here she's overhauled her whole entire closet. It didn't seem like something that she was really that into the idea. Now, what girl wouldn't love new clothes? But I don't know. I just saw it as... I don't know. There was something I didn't like about it.
Is this because of his song Perfect Bitch and because she's being so compared to Beyonce with the whole natural look? I mean, she's just not wearing her weave anymore. She barely does.
That I like.
But I think it's for the better. All of this is for the better.
I think I have a problem with the man coming in and a man that you're dating coming in and saying, do you think you want to clean out your closet? We'll get you new clothes, but because I don't know, I think I would take that as okay. Well, what's wrong with what I was wearing? I mean, I can't even talk. She does run a store. She runs a fashion store. They are buyers for the store, so you can't discount that she does know something about fashion.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I don't
That's
think there's
true.
a offense taken there. I think that she's just so swept off her feet by him that Kanye has put her up on a pedestal. She is his girl. He, kind of does want, the relatedness to the Beyonce and Jay-Z. He wants that it girl. And I think,
and she has to look a certain way
exactly.
to be on his arm.
And so Kim loves that status and loves being that. She will do that for him.
Well, remember the London episode? He had a surprise full of clothes racks for her in London, and it was probably things that she probably would have never have looked at, but then realizes, wow, this looks stunning on me.
Yeah.
And then we also had a debate, who makes more money? And I think we were
we did.
debating, you thought Kim made more and Kanye actually makes more. So she's actually, I think for the first time in her life in a relationship, maybe she's trying to live up to someone else's,
Exactly.
not someone else's standard, but kind of she's kind of always had the men falling for her, and now she's kind of okay, well, he has a higher status than me, and I need to step up my game.
And she's stepping out of
Exactly.
her comfort zone too, because she is very much a control freak. She's super OCD, and she even said that when her father was still alive, one of the things that she did was she helped people organize their
Right.
closets. That's I think that's even how she met Paris Hilton, or
Right.
her
She
claim
did
to
their
fame.
closets,
Right.
And so now she's having someone else come into her closet, and
Right.
not only that, but it's not like Kanye and her had their own little date day where he went through her clothes. He actually brought in a professional,
Right.
another stylist with a
Right.
different aesthetic, and gave her the option of clothes to choose from.
Right.
It's not like he was like, all right, these are out, these are in there.
Right.
I wish we had a little bit more backstory
Yeah.
as the new clothes that came in. who did she help in that process? Like, who helped pick them out? Was it just him? Was it him saying, okay, I think she's going to look good in that and that
Well,
and that? And
this
that?
is to my point before. Just because you have money and because you know what's in trend, that doesn't mean that you know fashion. And
Oh,
that
I agree.
You have style.
100%.
Exactly.
100%. I wish we knew a little bit more backstory, because I think my issue is that, like, a man coming in and saying, well, you know, we're going to be going here and there and hang out with these people, so you need to look a certain way to be around
Yeah,
me.
but at the end of the day,
that's the issue I have.
No, at the end of the day, men are going to get away with shit that women are going to let them get away with.
Right.
So if that's what happened, then that's what happened.
Right.
You know, so yeah, I mean, I guess we have to wait and see what really happened between them, or
Yeah.
you know.
So that's
Yeah.
my thing. I'm not saying he's, you know, this big, mean, controlling, you know, I didn't like the way it was presented.
He seems kind of shy on camera. If you guys,
Oh,
know.
he's
yeah.
so shy. He's like,
He
he's
seems kinda
awkward
timid.
and quiet.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
He
He's
seems
just-
very
seems that
bashful.
way.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think the camera is going to make him nervous because he's used to like performing.
Right.
He's not used to, you know, being real in his like, you know, own kind of element and being, you know,
followed
being
around,
with cameras.
Yeah.
And I've
good side to
actually
see
heard that before. I have friends that have worked with him, whether it was behind the scenes or, you know, as artist, stylist, whatever. And they've said that he is misconstrued in that way, where they think he's this arrogant person who, you know, stood up for Beyonce and made Taylor Swift look foolish on television. But in actuality,
That was the
No,
best
but
thing that
that's-
ever could have happened to Taylor Swift, let me tell you. The best thing.
Like ever.
they think that he's like this awful, like arrogant human being, when in actuality, you know, he is a performer, but his silence is
Right, but I don't think that you bring up the Taylor Swift thing is gonna give
good
him more.
example.
Well-
Because at the end of the day, that was
it was a stupid thing for him to do, but
That was a
that's how they
shitty
view him,
move.
as being this person who
Right.
He only looks
you know,
arrogant.
steps all over people, or who is like really arrogant or very full of himself. And in actuality, it's not that way. That he's a lot more reserved.
I mean, I think he just might have different sides of him at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You know what
Everyone
I mean?
does.
Everyone
yeah,
does.
everybody does. He's a performer, so he's going to have a performer face and that facade. And then, you know, now he's in the spotlight a lot more because of this relationship. So I'm sure we're going to get to see a different side of him altogether. So, I don't know.
But I like them. I like seeing them affectionate with each other.
Kissy,
They've
kissy, hug,
definitely
hug.
grown on me.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, now that we know that it's
Yeah.
real, you know, and they're really putting it out there that this is a real relationship and this is something that they both want. And yeah, so we'll see the journey. Moving on. So this episode we also see is what I like to call Kim Elfish. Kim Selfish. So what do you like that term, Kim Elfish?
It sounds like
Kim
that
Maybe
Jewish
Kimmelfish. Oh, gefilte
Gefilte
fish.
fish.
Gefilte
Yeah,
fish.
that
That's what you're thinking about. No.
cuttlefish or
Pickled herring or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, gross. Anyway, so how do you...
Kimfish.
Kimfish.
Kimfish. Never mind.
Kimfish.
So what do you guys think about her sister's comments that...
Arrogant.
Kim arrogant. Kim's arrogant.
Kimberly arrogant.
Arrogant. It sounds like a street in Brentwood or something.
Barrington.
I know. No, but what do you guys like? Do you think there's any validity to what Courtney and Chloe, like how they're feeling in terms of Kim wanting to branch out and do stuff on her own versus like being with all the sisters? Like,
Again, I think it's how she's approaching it. And I think again this has to do with Kanye's influence about her being an individual and standing out because yes, they're all very, you know.
so you think this is his influence, her wanting to do stuff on her own?
I think it's his influence as in, yeah, she should be more of an individual. We're all brought into this world as individuals, you know what I mean? And I think that's, especially we talked about this before with music, you know, artists, musicians versus television personnels. Artists is like, you know, they really express who they are and they're all about just themselves and like expressing and being creative and being 100% true to who they are. And I think that Kim has a bad reputation because she puts up a facade or maybe she tries to be what the limelight wants her to be, I guess. And maybe he's just encouraging her to maybe be more of an individual and maybe she's taking that into saying, well, I need to break out from my sister because she's so overwhelmed with what's going on.
I think that like they're trying to intertwine two things that are unrelated. Because I think the fight with Kim being in the spotlight started way before Kanye even came into the picture.
Right.
Agreed.
And it's funny because Khloe brings up like, oh, well, why wouldn't you want Kardashian on it? You know, Kardashian's gotten you really far, like the name Kardashian's gotten you really far in life. But in reality, okay, yeah, I know Rob Kardashian, huge attorney, you know, had music things back in the day. But if it wasn't for Kim's sex tape, there wouldn't have even been attention for keeping up with the Kardashians. You know?
True.
So
That's true.
Kim kind of catapulted them into the spotlight on her own with her own individual entities.
But I have to interject here. That is true, but at the same time, it was her family that cleaned up her image. Do you know what I
exactly.
mean?
Yeah.
Because if their family wasn't around, she would just be a sex tape whore.
Right.
But because she had her family to back her up,
And that's what Susan-
what cleaned up her.
Tape whore.
That's what cleaned up her image. Though. Do you know what I mean? Different show.
Different show.
Different show.
But like I said, I don't think it's about her trying to branch out. I think it's about how she's approaching it, and maybe
Yeah.
how she's telling her sisters that she wants to branch
Well,
out.
I mean, because truth be told, she's got 2 fragrances. That's just her name only. She's promoted them, and we kind of talked about this as we were watching it. I think each of the sisters, Khloe and Kourtney, I think they have enough star power on their own at this point that if they wanted to branch out and do different things, they could. But I think they're all choosing not to because I think
They're stronger together.
Yeah, as collectively, the 3 girls, I think they are much stronger. Like they have a stronger name, a stronger brand.
I think
three
that
of
just
them.
like what Susan said before was the way Kim approached things to them. It's kind of like she's just cold going into it. She just looks heartless as she's talking about it. And in that meeting for the Kardashian Chroma, the makeup line, she's just like, well, I'm not, just kind of bratty, just not compromising
her.
at all. And if she really cared to stand out as an individual, I think that the family would understand if she did it in just a nicer manner.
Yeah.
Right, and
You know?
and in this season, she's definitely gone more natural. And she goes, well, I don't wear fake lashes anymore. Well, you know what? It's like you guys have this certain image. It's like
You can't
that's what
change
your
everything
fans are kind of
completely.
like. That's what you guys are known for is this total glam.
Right.
And yeah, we see that they're not always glamorized all the time, and we appreciate that. But when we think of the Kardashians, we think about glamour, we think about fashion, we think about over the top, diamonds, glitz, glamour.
Not like
And
sweat.
so, right. And now
yeah.
that she wants to tone it down, of course her sisters are freaking out. Like,
What do you
this
mean?
is the brand that we built. Like, what's going on?
Now, do we think the toned down version of Kim? I think that's a result of Kanye for
Well,
sure.
yeah.
oh, yeah.
yeah.
That's
Sure.
a fact.
For
yeah,
sure.
definitely.
Absolutely.
And I think, Kourtney and Scott and Lamar and Khloe, they're so much funner. I don't even know if funner is a word, but they're more entertaining to watch. You
Yeah.
know?
They just don't stress
is
about
balance.
little things in
No,
life.
I seriously, Kourtney is like my BFF. And Khloe,
I know,
oh my
such a
God.
friend
I want
in
her
my
to come with
head.
Scott.
Friend
should
in
come with
my
Scott.
head. Yes, she is. Because
Yes.
she's real. I don't feel like, with her, she's forgotten that the cameras are there.
Yeah.
And she's just being herself. Whereas, sometimes we can feel like people are kind of playing up to the cameras
course.
or whatever and all that
They,
kind
I
of
mean,
stuff,
they all
you know?
are. You've never seen them without makeup on camera at all.
Well,
they
I
all
wouldn't
wake up
either,
with smoky eyes in the
Hell yeah, I'd be doing the
at 8 in the
same
morning.
thing.
With the
And you know
Mac
what's funny,
Oh Baby
too?
on their lips.
I mean,
Yes.
you can play it off a little bit more convincingly, but I guess they've been playing the game long enough.
I would be in the bed with the foundation. yes. I
But
would.
like waking up with a full smoky eye,
I know.
like at least wear like no makeup. Come on,
Right.
Right.
Yeah, I feel yeah.
And
Like
what's
red
funny, too,
lips
is
in
that
bed,
Kourtney acts like
8-hour long wear.
It was on last night. Didn't rub off.
But Kourtney acts like the younger sister now. In that therapy session, she didn't act like the older kind of, motherly kind of type that the older sibling usually is. I feel like
think-
Kim just kind of rules the.
Well, I think
And the
Kourtney
entire
knows when
thing.
to take a step back. And I think Kim, in this episode, she just kind of showed a side of her that was really ugly. I mean, it's like if a question's directed to Kourtney, she like answered. Or if a question was directed to Rob, she interjected and was like, and I mean, if Khloe and Kourtney feel upstaged by their sister Kim, imagine how Rob is feeling. Imagine
I know.
how upset he is that he had to break down on camera because he's just like,
It's like hyperventilating.
Yeah. Well,
Well,
he has
perfect-
so
yeah.
much, he has so much, he's like oppressed. Like he has so much that's inside of him that he can't let it out.
And that's
Kim
the
just
thing.
keep jabbing him.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing too, is that Kim's, selfishness and all the attention for her, it goes more than just her own attitude and her own reaction to things and like her own businesses. It's the way that the public perceives her. The public does favor her regardless. She's known as the
Right.
pretty one.
Right,
She's known
true.
as the one who makes all the tabloids because she's the one who has the new boyfriend every couple of months.
this
She's
is
the one that
another
does the
reason-
over-the-top purchases. Whereas, Chloe and Kourtney, they are a little bit more reserved.
They are.
By
Okay,
choice.
this episode is when Oprah interviewed her.
Right,
Okay,
this is the
in
Oprah interview.
In the Oprah interview that we saw on OWN, Kim seemed so different. She seemed like she truly, genuinely changed. She seemed more humble.
She did.
She seemed more like she took a step back. She's more down to earth. And she goes, I finally realized it's not about me. This is the same episode. Now, behind cameras, after Oprah said bye, it was nice meeting you guys, she became this like ugly, selfish, like me person.
Again.
Even with
this
the makeup line.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
this is it. So it's like, how are we supposed to have this connection with Kim if she's
It was just a
somebody
front.
else with Oprah? Because she was very likable on that interview.
Oh, she
Yeah.
was very likable.
Okay.
I think
and
that's
I
when
even gave her
we all
credit.
felt bad.
We
Yeah.
all, right?
Yeah, we all made a comment about
Yeah,
that.
we
And
did.
then when we see what happens after Oprah leaves, it's like, who are you?
Yeah.
She's back
So
to
it's kind of like, what was that?
It was very strange too. And we pointed that out because that was also when we were like, you know what? This is great. Maybe she's going to have the relationship be completely off camera. Maybe she really is going to be selfless because she actually made a comment too about, for example, the makeup line and her blog about
Right.
how it's no longer about her. It's about her fans.
Right.
And then
Right.
you see her in the makeup meeting and she's talking about, well, I don't wear
I
fake
don't like
eyelashes.
this.
I don't do
Right.
this. And then Kanye has been in basically every single episode, every single Instagram photo, every single tweet.
Yep.
And so it is very interesting now seeing the parallels on this episode right next to each other.
Yep. And I mean, you brought up Rob before, and I was gonna, dig into that, but I think just the whole Oprah interview and how Rob is just feeling discounted as, a part of that family. I think there's something that we need to consider though, because it sounds to me like there have been a lot of opportunities that Rob has been given, like the sock line and just different things. But I think the reason why he's been feeling left out and like the businesses is because it sounds like his mom sets up stuff for him, but he doesn't follow through.
Right, but
That's
there's-
what it sounded like.
But there's power in numbers.
Right.
So even though it was Kim, there's always Kourtney and Chloe to back her up.
True.
Because it was a group thing.
True.
Now Rob, yes, his mom might have set something up,
True.
but you know what? He doesn't have brothers or sisters to brainstorm like, okay, this is what I want to do.
get
when you
it,
have
but-
3 sisters that's going into that small dash store that basically capitalize what they have right now, it was 3 of them. I really
get it,
doubt that Kim was able to do everything on her own.
But you know what though? You can't sit back and complain that I don't have this going on like they do and I don't have that going on like they
I
do
think-
when stuff is set up and you don't show up for it.
I
Like,
think what he's complaining about and where his hurt is coming from is that what he's asking his mom to do at a 25-year-old, there's only 2 things a parent can give you, and that is love and support. And that is not, that's what he's not receiving that from his mom right now.
Yeah.
He's not asking her, like, please wipe my ass and please go to this store and clean the windows and make me lunch every day. What he's asking for is support, as much support as he's giving his sisters.
But not just career-wise, though. It's clearly a lot
Everything.
deeper.
A lot-
it's
yeah,
a lot
everything.
deeper.
A lot deeper, and that's
Yeah.
why he broke down.
Yeah.
Is that it's more than just the business.
Yeah.
It's speaking up at supper, answering his own questions. Doing an interview where he actually gets to talk about himself for once.
Yeah.
Asking, "How are you? Can I help you?" And
Right.
and it goes a little bit both ways because I have seen situations where there would be help available, but he's too shy to ask for it.
Yeah.
But I've also seen situations where he has asked for help, and then they
Right.
end up telling him how he feels. And that's one of the things that really bothered me about Kim today during the therapy session is that I understand where she's coming from, because for me, I've tried, various forms of whatever therapy for different things maybe in my past where it just doesn't work for me, because I logically will realize, okay, I'm acting crazy. This is why I'm acting crazy. And I can't necessarily, the professional ends up not giving me any help because I already told her, well, I think
figured it
I'm
out.
feeling this way because blah, 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 blah.
Right.
So I get it. But the thing that bothered me is that she wouldn't let people talk or answer the questions. And she would instead try to intervene and, analyze whoever, well, this is why you're doing da-da-da-da. But it ended up being so much deeper. And I thought it was wonderful to see Kourtney, who normally is like,
yeah.
stone game face 2, cares the least, doesn't need other people's approval. She's crying and Kim's just kind of sitting here.
Yeah.
It'll
I
be
think-
interesting to see how the next episode goes.
Well, you
Yes.
see Courtney crying, you see Chloe getting up, and she follows her brother,
right.
and you
Rob.
see Kim on her Heidi Mighty
Just sitting
chair.
there.
With
Her-
her
both
mom.
her and Chris were just
but
sitting there.
Her and they admit that Kim
she's
knows
the
that she's
favorite.
favored,
Yeah.
and Chris admits that she favors Kim.
Did you hear what Chris said when Kim came downstairs for the Oprah interview? She's like, of course my favorite daughter is the first one here.
Oh, I
I
didn't
didn't
catch
You guys
that.
didn't hear that?
In
Yeah.
the lie detector test, she admitted it.
That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
She
she
did.
talks about it all the
She did.
time.
But this is not this. We've seen it in episodes and different seasons where she said, "Yeah, Kim's my favorite," and it's just, I think it's disgusting.
I just think that Rob thinks that he's just kind of pushed out of the family. Like he's not
not-
valid enough.
Right.
Like he was, he's like, I was on the end, with Kylie taking the picture with Oprah. He's like,
Yeah.
and I didn't really get my time. Like I just think that he just feels pushed out in so many different ways.
There's a lot of vagina in that family.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
and
You
it'd be
know?
very easy for him to get lost. To your point, if Chloe and Courtney are feeling, upstaged by Kim, excellent point. Like, of course he is, because now you've got the two younger sisters. They're getting older. They're doing tons of stuff, 17 magazine and all this stuff. And still Rob is, kind of odd man out.
And I feel like he respected his dad so much. And His
Yeah.
dad did so much. I think that Rob has the pressure on him. He puts himself down the most.
He's got the pressure of carrying on the family name.
Right.
Because he wants to live up to that, and I feel like he's struggling to live up to that because he's putting himself down because he doesn't feel the love and support backing him up.
Yeah,
as well.
I agree.
It's interesting because he's the youngest and the only boy. So you'd almost think that he would be the favored child.
Right.
And he is following his dad's
I just think
footsteps.
he's really
he would have
sensitive.
been, but she also married Bruce Jenner and had two children
true.
with
Yeah, it's
Jenner.
like- right.
So she has her Jenner daughters. You know what I mean? And Rob is still a Kardashian, where all three of these girls are super successful. One has two babies, one's married, and one is
Dating Kanye West.
the stars in the sky, and then
Right.
there's Rob. And I just think that Chris is doing a poor job balancing out her love and support to all four of her Kardashian children, because she has Bruce to back her up with the two younger ones. But and you're a parent until the day you die. That's what you signed up for when you gave birth. That is why I'm not a parent right now. Okay? I'm just saying, for you parents out there, you can't abandon your children.
Yeah.
Gotta love and support.
Can't pick
them.
favorites.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see going forward because, I don't know who here, if you guys have ever been in therapy before. You mentioned that you have. But the one thing about therapy, I was in therapy for 2 years. The best thing ever. But the one thing about therapy is that it's not just a quick fix. It's not a one meeting. You have to trust the person, the therapist. You have to open up, and it takes time, So
Right.
it makes me wonder if, I know we got to see it on this episode, family therapy session, but it makes me wonder if this is something that they've continued to do because one session is not enough.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
not enough.
I hope they continue.
I would hope so too, because a lot unfolds and you get to learn who you are and the reasons why you do things, and so I don't know.
It's just a way to
conflicting
organize your
schedules.
thoughts.
Yeah, it's
while
it's great
talking about it.
Yeah,
When you have that many voices, you need someone who's
Yeah.
going to say, okay, you talk, you talk. Let's
And
listen.
Rob has mentioned so many times that Kim always says you're a loser, or
he did say
you're
that.
a low life, or you're a loser.
That
It's
doesn't
just
help at
like,
all.
It doesn't help. It doesn't help.
Nope. No. And what do you guys think about the whole sock line thing? So he wanted to call his sock line Arthur George based off of his middle name. And then Kim and the girls, they were going to have like a higher
end.
couture, higher end line called Robert George. And he thinks he's entitled,
Well, the
to
thing
his
is,
name.
this is a business deal, and his mom, their momager, should have regulated that.
Yeah.
and been
Agreed.
like, Robert George, Arthur George, it's gonna clash. And with Kim, she should just not give him this one, but she should just fall back and be like, you know what? Let me support you in whatever way I can support you, because I am so blessed. She's been so blessed in so many things.
Right.
Like you mentioned, 2 perfume lines, Sears,
Yeah.
whatever else, QVC. It's like, you need to be humble and you need to give back. And this is your brother you're talking about. It's not even no stranger off the street. So I think she should have just been like, you know what? Take it. And how can I help?
Well, I don't understand from a branding perspective. Why can't you just take Arthur George, and that can also be,
Yeah.
the higher. Like, why can't it be all this under the
men's
same?
dash.
Yeah, I don't get it. I mean,
Which I think is a great idea, by the way.
yeah, I think it's fantastic to have a men's stash store. So.
Because I don't know if you heard, but she wants to be an individual.
yeah,
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. She's gonna have to work on that one, but maybe her relationship with Kanye is going to help. Her.
I don't
figure
know.
it all out.
Who knows? Who knows who
Yeah.
she'll be with next season?
Chick needs to have a child. Or maybe not.
I
I
don't
think
know
that's
about
the answer.
that.
I don't know.
They go either way.
I don't know. I mean, just, from what last episode, we talked about
Guardian.
the whole guardianship,
Right.
and how Courtney was like, well, you be at home on Instagram, and she was kind of true. I don't think she's ready for that right now in her life. I think she's still trying to build her name as an individual.
What I'm saying is that when the time does come, I think she's gonna have things in a totally different perspective, or she'll be a crappy mom.
I don't think
I don't think she'll be a crappy mom.
she'll be a crappy mom. I mean,
be a
just
crappy
not with all the family support that she
Right,
has around
exactly.
her.
Yeah.
She would never be a crappy. They wouldn't allow that.
She just would need to settle down
Yeah.
Yeah.
and stay home and
Be a mom.
I love how they went to
put
go
someone
look
else first.
This is the last
Yeah.
episode, but I love how they went to go get the fish. And Chloe's like, Kim's over there, take a picture. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and
that
Chloe
was
just
hilarious.
whizzes into the fish store, and then here comes
Kim-
Kim like, I'm going to go buy fish. It's like, my goodness. You're
I'm
getting
gonna go
fish.
buy fish.
Ooh, where's Nemo?
That's funny. I like that.
He just wants to go home.
And how cute was Scott in this episode? Like, we really got to see him really being dad, hands on.
Scott
You
would
know,
have been right.
What
Well,
was-
Scott
what
would
was
have
that?
been right
was
there.
Oh,
Scott would have been right there.
Scott.
Our invisible Lord Disick.
If
Yeah.
you're listening, Susan just made this really weird hand gesture that I thought was like a butt rub or something.
Yeah, we need a little.
Kardashian butt
rub.
rub.
What were
Want
those?
to touch the Jaime?
How cute was he?
He's so cute.
So cute. So
Courtney.
yeah.
He's like, when I come back, we're gonna go in the pool, okay? And like Mason, he just talks
And
like
where's our
he's like,
shrimp and rice?
yeah, he talks like he's like an adult. He's like, where does this go?
So
and he's like
smart
right here,
for
and
a
he's like,
2-year-old.
oh, like
so cute.
I knew that, Like he's just so smart.
He's so self-deprecating. I love when Oprah was interviewing. He's like, "Yes, I used to be an asshole. Yes, but did you know they like me now?" And
They
it's just like,
they dropped the asshole bomb like 6 times.
yeah,
I
and,
know.
and Oprah,
Oprah
Oprah
did
was like,
too.
"Oh, you were an asshole," but
Yeah.
I mean, Scott has come a long way, and he's
has.
one
I
of my
love Scott.
faves.
He's
Yes.
definitely come a long way, and it was really great seeing him just really connecting with his kid, because I think in the beginning of the season, there was a lot against Scott. Scott this, Scott that, and Scott's not doing anything. And I think he's really made a big effort to be a better man, a better father, and just be a part of that family. So
Well, I can't wait till he comes here. I mean,
I
we're gonna
can't
have
wait.
the cocktails ready for him because he's gonna roll up in like some house shoes. We
gotta
he
pull
always
out our
wears like
red carpet.
loafers.
smoking jackets.
Smoking
Scott, what are you
jacket.
gonna wear? That's what we want to know. What
Yes.
are you gonna wear when you come to the AfterBuzz studios?
We don't know if we should have champagne for you, if we should have vodka martinis.
Well, Colt 45. We don't know. We don't
Maybe
know.
just water. Who knows? It's a Sunday.
It's
He's
not
dad
gonna-
now.
it's not gonna be
Father
water.
of 2.
Well,
True.
Sunday Fun Day.
We're gonna roll out the red carpet for you, so.
that's
Yeah.
what we do. We continue the party here.
All right, I think we're ready for a little news and gossip, you guys. Did we
Yeah.
miss anything?
AfterBuzz TV News.
Okay, so this past weekend, yesterday, Courtney and Chloe, they went to this baby shower for one of their, not their best friend, but it's their makeup artist. Her name is Joyce Spinelli. It's in Beverly Hills. It's all over Instagram, pictures, all that kind of stuff. That was fun. Whatever. Shut up.
I'm like this
Spotted.
already.
This week I was actually at a loss for finding a lot of good, juicy gossip online.
That's a first.
It was. It was just more like, okay, they're here, they're there, they're doing stuff. I'm like, okay,
Do
whatever.
you guys follow Kim on Instagram?
Yeah.
No.
I just started. Yeah.
I
Susan wouldn't.
seriously go through phases where I'll like unfollow her and then I'll start following her again. I don't know why. All she does is post pictures of herself or archived photos of herself.
Archive photos.
Yeah, like she'll like pull them out from old photos. She's, oh my gosh, I remember this photo shoot.
Throwback Tuesday, Thursday, Wednesday, Saturday, Friday.
And then she'll do like she'll have like a swimsuit shoot, fun in the sand, and she'll be like,
Because that's not narcissistic at all.
All right, y'all.
but she posted photos of her and a lot of photos of her and Kanye this week.
Oh, because they're always, they're
Me and
butt
my
buddies.
baby. I miss my prince. I love my Kanye.
Oh, and you know what else? The Kardashians don't discriminate when it comes to size. They don't. They don't discriminate. They think that everybody can look fabulous. So their new Sears line, they're launching for plus size. It's going to be like sizes 18 to 24, comes out in October. So, I mean, that's going to open them up to an even larger, market of people. The fact that they're going to, allow their clothes and style and brand to be accessible to a bigger audience. What do y'all think about that?
I think they should have done that from the get-go.
I agree. But the fashion side of me, you have to usually do things like that in stages. You can't like just do it all at once, you know, when it comes from branding and all that. So I get it, but I liked hearing that. Let's see here. What else? Oh, I know. So Kris Jenner, basically she's saying that she really approves of Kim's relationship with Kanye. She's seeing a completely different side to her daughter.
Of course she does.
I could have sworn this bitch said that about Reggie and with Chris Humphries.
Yeah.
I think that's like the same verbiage she used.
Hold on, let me read.
Everybody.
I'm going to read this to you guys. Okay. She says she's calm and she's happy. She's content in her life right now. She told E! News. The Kardashian family matriarch continued, I think she's working hard and she loves what she's doing and she's passionate about her projects and she's loving life right now. Jenner also weighed in on whether she thinks West is the one. If she would recommend the couple have a TV wedding should they decide to tie the knot. Now, we already know where that's going.
What'd she say?
She said yes. It kind of...
Jinx!
Yeah. What'd she say?
She said yes. She said yes to another
It
TV wedding.
Well, she just thought
Oh,
that...
man.
Yeah. It
Money
was,
in the bank.
Yeah, right? Yeah, it was a video, and I wanted to have the video, but I don't think I have
I don't
the
think that
whole
he
link
would
on
want
there.
that.
Yeah, I don't think
know.
that's a Kanye thing.
No.
I don't know.
He's
I
too
don't know.
fly for that. He'll be like,
They would figure out a way to make it not as, intrusive as all the other ones and all that kind of stuff. I don't know. Let's see here. What else?
Kim
What
and
else? What
Kanye
else?
take.
the world.
The world.
Take over the world.
That's what they want.
Take over the world.
The world.
I think that's it. So yeah, this week news and gossip, like I said, wasn't
Not
really,
as juicy, huh?
Not as I
But
mean,
the
not-
episode was juicy enough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this was a good episode.
Yeah.
I mean, we got to.
Emotional.
See,
It wasn't
it's
just,
very
like
emotional.
filler. I feel like a lot of it's just boring storyline, and this was actually like real stuff.
Yeah.
All right, and scenes for the next, basically, or predictions rather. Scenes for the next.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV.
Predictions.
I hate when you do that.
Well, I mean, we got a big to be continued for next week with the whole therapy session, So we see Rob really, really breaking down, getting very emotional. I think there's a lot more to this. To your point a little earlier, you mentioned that, this has got to be, this is a lot deeper than just what they're talking about.
Yes.
There's got to be some other issues that would cause this because, he's a guy's guy,
Yeah.
So to break down like that, there's got to be more to it. So.
You know what I've noticed too? That his tattoos gradually get more. I mean, he's getting more tattoos, and I think that's his way of expressing his feelings. And because I don't think
Maybe.
someone doesn't get tatted down overnight. And I know from last
time.
season to this season, he's done a lot of body work. And tattoos are very personal.
Interesting.
And I think he's
And permanent.
So I think
Well.
he's expressing his feelings through.
And we kind of
The body
see,
art.
we kind of got a hint that the therapy session didn't really go well for them because you see
They're on
Chloe
a time
talking to
schedule.
Rob about it. So we'll see
Well,
what happens.
I also think that they thought that they were just going to go to one therapy session, clear the air, and now
No.
everything is hunky-dory. That's what
Not
I
at
think
all.
they thought. But now I think they got something completely unexpected out of this. Everybody was emotional. Everybody just had, different feelings, different words. So I think this is going to go a lot further than what they expected.
Yeah.
I agree.
I agree.
But we love him, and we hope he gets into the studio
Yeah.
soon.
Yes!
I mean, we will roll out the red carpet for
Yeah.
Rob and Scott.
We'll do the show in our panties and underwear.
He's a married man. Well, basically.
Not Rob.
Oh.
So you will do
the
promise
show
that
in
we heard
our
it here
bra
first?
and panties. What'd you say?
Bra and panties?
Yeah,
It'll be,
Diona.
it'll be a bra and panty t-shirt.
You
this
need to
is
wear
fun.
bra and panties.
Let's keep it classy. Let's keep it classy.
She doesn't
Come
wear
on.
bra and panties.
Deanna's got the
Speak for
goods.
yourself. Speak for
All
yourself.
right, guys, let's go around the table. Where can everybody find you?
Hey guys, I'm Susan Hahn. I'm on Instagram and Twitter at It's Susan Hahn. I'm the girl who rocks Louis Vuittons
You're
and drinks a
honeybee.
40. I changed that.
Oh.
A 40 out of a brown paper bag. I'm the girl who's always gonna keep it real, one bitch at a time. Please follow me. Holla.
And I'm Adria Theoharides. You guys can tweet and Instagram me at Adria Theo.
And I'm Giselle Ugarte. You can find me on everything at Giselle Ugarte. Pinterest, Instagram, Twitter.
She's our social media queen.
MySpace.
And I'm
YouTube.
Diona Vaughan. You guys can find me on Twitter at GoToGirl, the number two 2 GO. You can also find me at GoToGirlTV.com. What else? We want to remind you guys, rate us so high on iTunes. We love your comments.
We love
it's
you
completely
guys.
free. And hopefully we're going to have some fun guests really soon right here in the AfterBuzz Studios just for you.
And you.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.